YouTube, do you want to play with me?
Play with you? On the sand?
Do you want to play this game with me?
When have I ever indicated otherwise?
I know, I want to play with you too, so that's why I'm asking.
Ladies and gents, Davids and Goliaths, Internet, my name is Peridiam, and we are counting down the 10 greatest moments from Survivor, David versus Goliath. Less a ranking, more just a list. Why am I counting down then? Force of habit. Regardless, full spoilers ahead for this season of Survivor. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Okay, all that being said, let's load our slingshots and get to twirling. Here's number 10. Starting off the countdown, I think it's only fair that we give the reins to the man most capable of handling it all.
The chicken has flown the coop. The word is out. The target is Jess. And I am surprised how fast things changed, but I'm encouraged that things move so fast that I feel a hyper-frenetic person like me is the ideal person to handle it all.
Number 10 is the first vote, and a close vote, and blindside of the season, when the Davids vote off Jessica 5-4, and it all came down to the Mason-Dixon alliance, which was Christian and Nick, deciding which way to go. Christian in the driver's seat is a ride I am rolling the windows down for because chaos is a ladder, and the only way to go is up.
Mason-Dixon! The Mason-Dixon alliance is in a power position. This is a really big decision. It's our first tribal, and I can make sure the vote goes the way that I prefer it to go.
4 votes Lyrsa, 3 votes Jessica. Jessica, we're tied. 4 votes Lyrsa, 4 votes Jessica, 1 vote left. Second person voted out of David versus Goliath. Jessica.
Number 9. Sometimes tribal lines are kinda arbitrary, if not reductive, and don't really speak to the true nature of the players on either side. Are we not all Davids and Goliaths from time to time? Number 9 is when the first cross-tribal vote occurs as Alec turns on Natalia and votes her out right after the swap. This is a brutal vote. Natalia is so not happy, and Alec kinda doesn't even care. Hey, it's a game. And it's pre-merge. What are you gonna do?
What do you make of this?
I don't like that at all.
I think it's just a little uneasy because we had a plan going into it.
We have a plan, and him doing that is totally nothing to do with the plan.
Elizabeth, this is Survivor.
Sure enough is.
This is what you dream about.
Yeah, when you're sitting on the couch, it's exciting to watch. When you're sitting right here and this is happening, it's not so much exciting. It's like...
5th person voted out of Survivor. Natalia, need to bring me your torch. Natalia, Travis spoken.
Did you know?
No.
Why are you smiling? Oh my God, I can't handle you right now.
Number 8. Whoa, it just got cold in here. Could I borrow your guys' poncho? No, hoodie. Wait, no, I remember. Number 8 is the entire fiasco around Angelina trying to get a jacket from the person who would next be voted off. Whether it was Nick or Lyrsa or even Natalie, at the end of the day, Angelina was cold and she needed protection. Unfortunately for her, the person she chose to vote out wasn't having any of it.
It's so cold out here, and I'm one of those people who runs really cold, and having a jacket out here really could be a huge benefit to me.
How you feel about giving up your jacket?
My jacket? Mm-hmm. No, I'm taking my jacket away from
Okay,
me.
so the jacket is worth $1 million?
Natalie, is there any way I could have your jacket? Natalie? Natalie?
Number 7. One of the most historic moves in all of Survivor, the first of its kind, the Brochacho blindside, maybe the hallmark moment of this season. Knowing where the votes were going, the Davids split their minority vote to blindside John and pretty much the rest of the cast. Davey plays his idol for Christian, and I love his delivery, and then a misplayed idol on Angelina, a split vote, and just a total wave of shock and awe.
What?
I'm sorry I had to hide this from you guys, but I think you'll understand. And I'm nervous, Jeff, but I'm more nervous for Christian. This is for him.
Yes.
Well, want to take care of my lines, too.
Oh my God, Dan, I love you.
9th person voted out and the 2nd member of our jury. John. That's 2, that's enough. Need to bring me a torch.
Good one, guys.
Sorry to see you go.
John, I love you, man.
Dude, I felt like I was in a wrestling match just now. All the way from Orangeburg, South Carolina, Davey Rickenbacker takes down the mayor of Slamtown. Let's go, baby. I got his jacket.
Number 6. Following the split vote, number 6 is the blindside of Dan with the idol nullifier, but also that little moment where the Davids come together and hold a summit meeting where they all reveal their advantages they've accumulated. Their rocks, if you will. They hatch a plan to turn the tide against the Goliath majority, and it is such a triumphant scene. Couple that with another wild outcome at this tribal council right after the Brochacho blindside, the only thing left to be said at the end of all of this,
They're trying to pull a fast one. We'll make sure it ain't me going home.
This is a hidden immunity item. And this is the idol nullifier. 10th person voted out and the 3rd member of our jury. Dan, that's 5, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch.
Number 5. Do you know what a Reuben sandwich is, YouTube? You know what a macaron is? They're like little tiny little colorful sandwiches. Well, guess what? Christian knows what they are, and he is more than willing to talk your ear off about them until you drop. Number 5 is the long-lasting endurance challenge at the final 10 between Christian and Alec as they both stood tall, holding on for dear life, all to win immunity. This moment goes from comical to emotional to everything in between. 5.5 hours of digging deep. I only wish I could have been there to see it live.
Sort of thing we think about, like exoskeleton research.
Oh, my God, bro.
Who's up for 20 questions? Hey, Probst, I'm starting to look at this as a different kind of opportunity, Jeff. You're kind of my captive audience. Do you know what a Reuben sandwich is, Jeff? You know what a macaron is, Jeff? Or like kind of like little tiny, little colorful sandwiches?
Christian, you're safe. I'm not.
I know. I know how you must feel in this moment. You know, I hear you. I might never get this opportunity again.
Number 4, ABC, always be closing. Or in the case of number 4, negotiating, as this next moment is when the merged tribe was critically low on rice. They didn't think they'd have enough to make it to day 39, and so Angelina stepped up to the plate, took the proactive role to negotiate a deal with Jeff Probst to gain more rice, and kinda got a nice chuckle out of him in the process. The tribe pretty much all came together and agreed to give up their entire camp and then some for the rice. But Probst didn't want any of that. He just wanted someone to give up their shot at immunity. Risky, but Angelina bit the bullet, and in the end, closed the deal.
Jeff, we actually have a question for you before we get to the immunity challenge.
Yeah, go.
So the tribe was wondering if you were open to a negotiation regarding rice. All of the fishing gear, 2 of the comfort chairs, as well as the remaining tea and coffee from that win as well.
So Angelina, that was the most well laid out presentation of a lowball offer, looking for a counter.
You gotta start low.
If somebody here is willing to risk their shot at immunity, I'll provide enough rice to get you to the end. So, is there anybody that wants to sacrifice their shot at immunity? Maybe you feel safe. You're gonna do it.
I'll do it, Jeff.
Number 3, eat, drink, and be merry. And don't forget to kiss the ring on your way out. Number 3 is the blindside of Carl the Godfather, who rises into power over the span of 2 episodes all in one night, and then falls just as quickly. One of my favorite reward sequences of all time, Carl gets his first reward of this season and goes all out. The beer is flowing and he gets totally hammered. He and Davey are on top of the world, and Carl only wants to take Allison out next. He calls his shot, gathers his minions in the hammock, and then gets blindsided. A good old-fashioned blindside. Carl, your reign was short, but unforgettable.
He is just getting drunk on this reward. He's like drunk off power in this game. His confidence is flowing out of his beer bottle.
Getting that reward was awesome. I mean, I enjoyed every bit of it, and I feel as though my game is in great shape.
Everything you want, man.
And I had beer, chicken and beer.
Tomorrow, the vote is gonna be for Allison. Allison is the biggest threat.
The plan handed down by Godfather Carl. When I was beckoned to his bedside, he tells me, Christian, the vote is Allison. We're leaving Gabby out of it. Cool with that? Carl, I'm cool with that. Absolutely. I always love to defer all my major strategic decisions to someone who's still half sloshed.
12th person voted out and the 5th member of our jury. Carl, need to bring me your torch?
Good job, guys.
Ding ding!
Number 2. Fighting to escape the shadow of a giant, at least in reputation, maybe not so much in stature. Number 2 is when Gabby decided to keep up the chaos and channel it all back at the frenetic master himself, attempting to blindside Christian at the final 8. This moment totally caught me off guard. I did not expect it to happen right after the Carl blindside, but I loved that Gabby was thinking in her own best interest, knowing she couldn't go to the end with Christian, she couldn't beat him, doing everything in her power to swing the votes his way. Unfortunately for her, Christian already had an idol in his shoe and wasn't afraid to bust it out, and instead that cost Gabby the game as both Mike and Angelina placed a few backup votes on her just in case Christian pulled a rabbit out of a hat. Betrayal, blindsides for numerous people, a successful idol play, and a fantastic episode all around. Can't ask for much more.
I can't let myself get lured into that sense of security, like, oh, Christian's looking out for me, Christian's got my back. I need to play for me. At this point, it's go big or go home. And what bigger move than going against your closest ally who happens to be the biggest threat in the game?
If this works, then I'm losing my closest ally and my best friend in this game. But it's something I need to do for my game.
Okay, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay.
Give me a second, Jeff. I'll play it. This has been in my shoe for the past 4 tribal councils, and as one might imagine, is slightly uncomfortable.
13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury. Gabby, need to bring me your torch?
Wow.
I'm sorry.
I'm this year.
Number 1. That said, could I get a refill on my glass of wine? Just a smidge. I'm gonna need to top myself up for this last moment, as number 1 is exactly what everyone was expecting.
Can we have cake first?
Yes. It is the idol hunt to end all idol hunts. It's Angelina and the ladder, the death-defying climb. It's Nick unsure of what he's witnessing. It's Mike White being an entire mood. You know what? Just give me the whole bottle. We're gonna need it.
We need to start moving, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry to take us from the food.
Wait, what?
Come.
I'm coming, hold on.
Let me show you where the ladder is. Come on. Hi.
It's like a job. Always I have to do something.
We basically spring into action and decide to divide and conquer. You know, really use the manpower to find my idol.
Find the clue.
You wouldn't need a ladder to do.
Oh my God, these thorns are literally...
They're idiots.
You found it?
It says it's atop the rock wall behind the well here.
Let's do it, guys.
Good luck.
I'm basically speechless when I find it. Congratulations! The fact that I found an idol with my 2 closest mates out here bonded them to me even more.
And those are the top 10 greatest moments in Survivor, David versus Goliath. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if there are any other moments that we need to be reminded of. Honorable mentions to the intro challenge on the boat, Christian's breadth first search for the idol, and of course, distractin' Davey dancing. A huge thank you to my patrons on the screen, and you know, in the end, on your way out, don't forget to ration your food intake. Pace yourself. It's a long way to day 39. And I will see you in the next one once I figure out how to do yoga like Allison.
The people that went on the reward are like complaining about their stomachs and stuff, and they eat too much, too fast. Like Allison is throwing up everywhere.
Oh, look.
She's doing yoga?
No, she's like overdid it. She ate too much.
When I'm bartending and I'm flirting with a girl, I'm working for the tip. Right now, Christian and Gabby are sitting across the bar. They're the 2 hottest girls I've ever seen in my life.